I'm Zachary Hayes. I'm a parishioner here at Holy Redeemer Church. I was raised in a non-denominational Christian household growing up, and my mom and dad, they were both raised in the Methodist tradition. They had a church upbringing growing up, but when I was born, they had not been going to church for a while. I had family members who were Christian, and so I knew about God and Jesus and kind of in a more of a secular way. It was just never really my thing. I started working at a pizzeria when I was 17. And people there, they would challenge my beliefs and they would say, "Oh, why do you believe in God? Like, who created God? Where did God come from? And oh, you know, when you die, like, how do you know what happens? You probably just are dead and you're happy because you don't know any better." So I just kind of let this like batter my faith until at some point I'm like, you know, this just doesn't seem like, you know, it's not real. That was kind of my viewpoint going into college. It's sad to say the people that live that way probably don't live a very fulfilled life, because I remember in college, like, there was always something missing. It was the summer between my sophomore and junior year. I was running one night and thinking, man, like, math and science is all I really subscribe to as like the be-all end-all. Probabilistically, math says that I shouldn't exist. Like, order should not come from disorder. I'm like the culmination of random chance. Like, that doesn't really make sense. This, just looking at the grandeur of the night sky and creation, that got me searching. So when I went back to school that fall, one of my friends, his name is Taylor Petrowski, he invited me to Alpha that last semester, and I turned him down because I didn't want anything to do with it. But then coming back the next year, he invited me again. He saw me again in the hallway. I'm like, oh, it's that guy again. But I'm actually like interested now. I, you know, kind of briefly considered like other religions and thought Christianity from my childhood explains things in a way that other religions don't, and thought Alpha would be a really good way to kind of get that foundation back that I had growing up. Alpha is all about like the intro to Christianity. It's more than that though. You meet so many people, and that's really what kept me going. It's like the community there, the other young adults that were a part of the group, the friends that I made there. I got to see like this misconception that Christians are boring people was not true. There was a time when the group was meeting at St. Matthew's, and I'd never been in a Catholic church, and I was struck by the beauty of the church and thought, there's something here that wasn't in the church I had growing up. I had this movement within my heart of like, I don't know what's going on, I don't know how they're praying and they're like kneeling and standing up. There's definitely a substance here, a presence. That was the defining moment where I was like, let's look into Catholicism seriously. That's how I ended up at Holy Redeemer, was the RCIA program here. That was a really good way to nonchalantly enter the church, because there's never like pressure to like, oh, once you start you have to finish, you have to be baptized and confirmed. There's always like this, yes, like, come explore. And my sponsor, Riley O'Shea, who's now a seminarian, he was really helpful in being there and being with me in the class. What made me so excited for my baptism, receiving First Communion, that was really what I was looking forward to, is just hearing so much about Jesus being present in the Eucharist, and then having these experiences, can't even talk anymore, I'm so excited. Having these experiences with him in adoration and just knowing his true presence is there, like, that was what was most exciting about the Easter Vigil in 2018 when I came into the church. My whole family came, you know, even if they weren't Catholic, they still came to support me. I had a lot of friends, and so it was probably the best day of my life. Oh, it was almost otherworldly going into the baptismal fonts. Just looking down the aisle, the way they have the bath at the back of the sanctuary, you look straight down at the altar, and just, I remember staring down there thinking, this is it. Like, here we go, Jesus. Like, thank you so much for this. And just feeling this gratitude in my heart for all that he's done for me over the years. All these little ways you've been there without me recognizing. You've been waiting for me, just knocking on the door, waiting for me to open it. And every little so bit, I'd begrudgingly open it until, you know, that day where it's like wide open. Oh, receiving communion was like, yeah, that was the icing on the cake right there. Just taking, and I feel like I do this every time I receive communion, but really cherishing and just like allowing myself to recognize that I am receiving Jesus.
Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99, and I couldn't hurt.